We're just off to the Morgan factory now and going on the factory tour. I've already chosen my car. It's the Aero model, which is a four-wheeled version, and I'm going to get it in British racing car green. Should look quite nice. I'm saving up my pennies. Rosie's put some in this morning. I've got 19 pence at the moment. Well, got a long way to go. I think the cars cost about 41,000 starting price. So I reckon it'll take me about 232 years to get one. Still.
The supercar workshop, that was built in 1999. So it hasn't increased much in 50 years. And when you drove in, actually, this is Pickersleigh Avenue. This is Pickersleigh Road, opposite the factory gates. Every Morgan ever built has left these factory gates. And Pickersleigh Road, back in 1914, this was the main road. The avenue didn't exist. And if you drive down there, it still has to have the DNA of a Morgan looking at it. So it's still got the Morgan grille, the long bonnet with all the louvers in it. Now, not every Morgan enthusiast or classic car enthusiast like that car. They said, that's not a Morgan. This is what a Morgan should look like. So due to pressure, we used the same aluminium tub, the same BMW V8 engine. We just cut the end off, sloped the back, and put traditional bodywork on it. So that is the new Plus 8. The iconic Plus 8 is the Rover V8 engine car, which we discontinued because the engine was almost 40 years old in 2003. So that is sold very well, and we'll still be making those cars until the unforeseen future. There's a special edition of this car, which we call the Speedster edition. I've talked too fast. This is parked up at Shalsey Walsh, just up the road from here. So it's the same as the last one. I don't know where to stand because
Sorry.
It's the same as the last one, but it's a cut down version, aero screens and no roof. You wouldn't think you could sell a car without a roof, but you can. Very popular, especially in Germany, where they have heated seat mats as well. Yeah. Okay, I can't emphasise enough how important motor racing is over the last 100 years. HFS Morgan drove a three-wheeler and the initial cycle car Grand Prix at Brooklands and won. We currently enter, this is a factory race car, we currently enter 2 cars in the Morgan Sports Car Club Racing Challenge every year. And we don't sponsor the other races, we just help them out all the time with Aero Racing, which is our on-site racing division. This is a one-off car, Special Projects 1. This has been hand-built. The customer, who's a multi-millionaire, visited the factory. He's got every Morgan you can think of, and in the museum we're going in later, there's a car called the Life Car, which was going to be a fuel-efficient, cell-driven car, which we're not building. But he saw that and said, "Build me one," based on the V6. So we did. That's all the team that's involved building this one-off Special Projects car. When he said, "Can you build it?" we said, "Yes, but we don't know how much it's going to cost." And he goes, "Doesn't matter. Just get on with it." So you're probably talking about $250,000 when it's finished. And I said 40,000 colours. He always supplies his own paint, rocket red, to make sure it matches his helicopter. Special Projects 1. And we've taken it to all the shows like Salon Prevy and all the motor shows around the country, showing it off, showing what Morgan can do. Every Morgan is bespoke, but that is the ultimate bespoke Morgan. Right, the new Aero 8. We've been building the BMW V8 for 15 years, Bentley-ish. So it's a lovely new smooth back on it. And we'll see 1 or 2 starting to be built as we go around the factory. Notice how the boot comes up, the boot goes vertical, and the fuel filler, you just see it on the right, it's under the boot cover, and unusually for a Morgan, the hood stows away completely. so it's a soft top motoring. Although of course you can buy a hard top to screw on the top. So motor racing again, 2009, Morgan built 2 GT3 race cars for the European Race Car Championship to get more development, learn more about the car. Very successful. They were pipped to the championship at the end of the season by Audi. Imagine the backup Audi you've got compared to a small outfit like Morgan, although you've got BMW outfits. Those 2 cars, we didn't run them after 2009, but one of our dealers in Reading, Richard Thorne, he's bought them, he's going to recommission them and race them. The last 3 years running, we've had an event for Morgan owners at Chelsea Wood. People will race against the clock one at a time up the hill, 1,200 yards, something like that. Fastest car ever, the fastest time of the day ever by an out-and-out car built to race up the hill is 22.5 seconds. On this day we hire it, customers can go up with their wives, nice and steady. I did it in a minute and a half, but it was great fun. Sitting on the start line with a chock under your back wheel and the lights go from red to green and the red mist comes down and off you go. My wife was filming it with one of these cameras, and so she was going to film us going up the hill, so I took off the tree. And all I've got is trees. And a voice saying, "Why are you going so fast?" Okay, so he's heard about this, so he's got to buy one. Because the engine is made by S&S in America, who make engines and parts for Harley Davidson. When this came out, Morgan, it was a bit of a retro exercise. 100 years of Morgan, let's build a traditional looking three-wheeler with a V-twin. We might sell 150 a year. They were wrong. It's been the most successful launch of a Morgan ever. We're on number 1,346 at the moment. It's just been fantastic. They're popular because they're different. Perhaps people will go to buy a traditional Morgan, and for the same price they can have more fun in a three-wheeler Morgan, and the motorcycle market as well. There's a dealer in Bury St Edmunds called Crazy Horse with a K. For years he's just sold big motorbikes from around the world. He saw this, he thought, I've got to have this, and now he sells all the full range of Morgans. That's the only car he sells. So traditional cars, so that's a special Brooklands edition with polished aluminium bonnets and three-wheelers, completely polished. This is the supercar. Those beautiful flowing lines. If you were to try and hand make that panel beat, it'd take forever. So all those panels are super formed in Worcester. So it's from the air, it's an aircraft industry type process. Heat up the aluminium, it's quite malleable, and then blow it onto the mould. Because you're not stamping it or pressing it, it produces an A-class finish which is ready for spraying. So that car there with the BMW V8 engine does 100 miles an hour above British speed limit. Top of the range is the same car with roof panels that come out and go in the boot, which is the Aero 8 Super Sport. That's the most expensive Morgan ever built. All this has been hand cut on machine tools. No computers have got this. Using templates, it's all been hand cut. They don't usually get polished up like this. We built this car up for the 2014 Geneva Motor Show. The wood sits on top of that, and the outer is the aluminium bodywork. So the wood's like the meat in the sandwich. It gives you strength and flexibility. And using wood now, every tree we take down in the autumn, tree are replanted, so it's environmentally friendly. And building a Morgan, English ash, and we'll talk about ash and ash dieback when we get in the future. So building a Morgan, you see the way, you can't see any smoke going up, you can't see any water being escaped. So that's the plus 8. The yellow car behind is the plus 8. The traditional car, we're still building traditional car like we've been building for 80 years. Now, this is a plus 4. Now, if it was, let's get start up the speedster. same wing, but the 4-4 lightweight engine, narrow superforming wings. This is a pair of wings, not counting the headlamp, just heated up, sheeted up, low nozzle knobs, and at one pressure. All the panels on that supercar were made by Superform, so easy production. And going to superforming wings on the traditional car was the biggest jump in production ever. It cost us so much time out.
So with all the braking
Yes, so S&S have been making engines and engine parts for Harley Davidson since 1958. They were making this X-Wedge engine in America for people customising Harleys. Morgan came along just at the right time and said, we're looking for a traditional V-twin engine. Got this one. So it's almost 2 litre, 1986 cc, petrol injection, air cooled, which was a problem on the early ones, so we've had to install a fan to cool the cylinders down in traffic. Can you hear all right? Yeah, okay. Petrol injection, air cooled, dry sump. Here's the sump, the oil tank, the oil's constantly circulating. And battery, fluids, and then your legs. That's all you get under the bonnet, really. So we'll have a closer look at one in the workshop. So this one's going off to Richard Thorne in Reading. This one's going to America, Morgan West. And this one's going to, I'm not sure, could be Japan. I'm not sure where Autoways is. But 70% of Morgans go abroad. So 60% are left-hand drive. So we're going to see a lot of left-hand drive vehicles today. What's been done about the electric one? What's been done about it?
Yeah, they're going to produce it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's difficult to imagine this without the engine and everything, but this aluminium tub was built by...
There's a screw in there. Fine.
So if you can imagine without the engine and the wheels, a bare aluminium tub brought to us by Radshake, Birmingham.
Yeah, it's a screw.
And then Andy there has taken all the components, added them to the chassis and built it up so he can start it up and drive it out the workshop. So one man has done all that. The philosophy of Morgan is don't move the cars around much, give each craftsman or craftswoman a lot of jobs to do and the responsibility. Okay, so right to go this way, Billy. So obviously, I think that's the first one that's been out on this road. Yeah. So the Aero 8 we saw outside, which I said was the boss's car, we built those from 2000 to 2010. But in 2005, 6 and 7, there was a special customer asked for a hardtop one. So Charles Morgan got together with designers and they designed this Aero 8 featuring hardtop coupe. And they just built 96 of them. Built a small, and then they destroyed the moulds. But building small numbers like that means 10 years later they're worth a fortune. You know, this is doubled in price. Only 96 of them. And this car was used by Charles Morgan as his company car. He went around the world in it, 30,000 miles in it. So when he left 2 years ago, it was a bit dinged, a bit scratched. So this introduced the Aero 8 concept to the world, sloping lines, aluminium tub, BMW V8 engine. Would it be a success in 2000? A lot riding on it. Well, yes, it has been. We're still building it, building later versions on it, and we've gone back to a soft top one now, the new Aero 8. I mentioned motor racing, really important. This is the JB Sports, the Aero Racing V8. And then this one over here. This 2004 Le Mans car. So it was a complete Morgan factory engine car. They haven't done it since. And unfortunately, lost a couple of hours in the night due to transmission problems and motor heating problems. But the Morgan team were very pleased to win the team award for the mechanics that were there. Very proud about that. Okay, so going back now, on this car. Just go on a bit, please. Just take it back to the 60s now. Morgan has started using a standard Triumph 2-litre engine. More power than the first Morgan they built, 4-wheeler. So more power, plus 4. Okay. Now, so Peter Morgan was making the traditional Morgans. In the 60s, everybody else was moving forward. Lotus MGAs were coming out. All sorts of Lanciers and things were coming out. So Peter Morgan thought, okay, I better keep up with things. I better update the Morgan. So he got together with the EB Plastics in Stafford, who built fiberglass kit cars. And they designed this bodywork with a fixed roof to go on the plus 4 chassis and 2-litre standard Triumph engine. Because it's got a roof, called it the plus 4 plus. Now, it's the first fixed roof they've ever built. The next one, 40 years later, the Aeromax down there. Morgan should be open top cars. Now, when it came out, it was quite expensive because they couldn't make the bodies here. Had to be made by EB Plastics. And the motoring press thought it was very good. Bit MGA, bit Jaguar, a bit of everything in it really. But the buying public didn't. And over 4 years, Peter Morgan only sold 26 of these. But the beauty of being a small car manufacturer, Peter Morgan sitting in there, the sole owner of Morgan, no shareholders screening the profits, he actually never lost any money on this car. Because what he did do, it made people think about Morgan and realise Morgan, the only car manufacturer in the world, is still building traditional cars. People say, no, don't believe that. Carry on building traditional cars. And sales of traditional cars went up because of this. And after 26 built, we know where there are 21 of them. So there's 5 missing somewhere. One was written off and had a new body. So there might be one in a lockup near you, or a barn near you. It's a good thing. They didn't have no energy holding the back. So they always relied on whether manufacturers supply engines. Quite often, you don't make, like I said, there's 3 grandchildren people who sit on the Morgan board. Unfortunately, none of them are named Morgan. Charles was the only boy, he had 2 sisters, they went up and married, all got different names now. But Charles Morgan still owns 30%, a nephew and niece own 22%, and not to the factory yet, so 4 of you come back in. So we mentioned about needing a full car licence stroke because it's got reverse on it. Plugs there, that is the intercom system, plug your helmets in so you can talk to your passenger as you're going along. Neutral, every Morgan has a quiet handbrake, make sure that's on. Switch on the ignition, this is the best bit. Flick up, the bottom away switch, and press the start button. Once you're running, put that down again. It really is off the Eurofighter airplane to arm the weapons. He really wanted to use that. And one of our customers who ordered a 3-wheeler knew about this, but he had the button painted red with fire on it.
Is the 4-wheeler digital ramp?
It's the 4-wheeler.
Is the 4-wheeler car disc brakes or ramp?
No. For a very good reason.
No, it's only the flat ones they've done it up.
Okay, so every car has its own production record. Following it through the factory, the legal document we need to keep it forever. Just sloping back. It's going to Richard Thorpe plus one. Air conditioning. So the drive to the roof on the air conditioning.